of the government is Putri, the Deputy Prime Minister is Priya, and the whip speaker is Sandra. The leader of the opposition is Fatin Zahra, the Deputy Leader of Opposition is Myra Atira, and the whip speaker is Farah Ain. Our first judge today is Ms. Haja. The second judge for today is Wan Hafiz. The third judge is Amirul Aiman. Next is Shahrul Naim. And last but not least is Ilham Qayyum. Ladies and gentlemen, our motion today is this House believes that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. Without wasting our time, let's begin our demand. First of all, I would like to invite the Prime Minister. Good evening to the judges, the opposition team and the members that present today. I, as Prime Minister Putri Rizana and Deputy Prime Minister Priya Anapapal Chanda and the speaker is Sandra Anapapal Vettel Jayaraj. Our motion today is this House believes that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. This means that the company should give full property to the customers for their health. Our parameter for today is a company should not pay more than 3 ringgit for each purchase as a compensation for damaging their health. My first point is the fast food company should pay 1 ringgit or 3 ringgit for the sake of damaging their health. For example, we have McDonald's, KFC and Pizza Hut. They should pay or must prepare a coupon to give the customer for going to hospital, because the company must take the responsibility to the customer because they sell the unhealthy food for them. Why do people like to eat the fast food? Because fast food is more efficient, more delicious and saves time. By selling this food, fast food, the customer, the medical healthy customer will have their health. So the compensation means giving a sum of money in exchange for doing something. So actually, this means that the company must take the responsibility for customer health. And nowadays, we know that people choose the fast food because they might think wasting their time to cook, and they can go to their work immediately. This can also help food when they do not have enough time and during emergency. That's all for me. Thank you. Thank you for the speech. The Prime Minister has spoken for 3 minutes 38 seconds. Next, please welcome the Leader of Opposition.
MC. After 1 minute, make sure you ring the bell.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good night. I be to the honorable judges, the government team, and members of the floor and the audiences. So today, we're going to be, I am Fatin Zahra Rita Marikumi, the leader of opposition team, is going to debate the motion which is, this house believes that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. So, today, I accept the motion as we defined. I'm not sure you defined the motion or not, because you just set the parameter, so I accept the parameter that you have just given to us. So I am here right now, standing here right now, I am strongly disagree with the motion, which is this I believe that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. So first of all, I'm going to rebut the point that has been given by you. So the point given is the fast food company should give coupon to the hospital, coupon to the sick people who go to the hospital, and this is not strong at all. Why should the company give coupon to the sick people? Because they choose to buy the food, they choose to eat that food. So why should the company who serve them foods and give the coupon to go to the hospital? And the Prime Minister also stated that it stated that the fast food is effective enough to attract people to eat. And is it wrong for the food to be that effective so that the customers eat? I don't think it's the food's fault just because they are being effective. It is the strategy of marketing that the food should look attractive just for the customers to eat that, not the food and not to rebut the given by the Prime Minister. So, another point is wasting their time to cook. Okay, the company feeds the hunger of the busy people. So why should the company get blamed just because they feed the hunger of busy people? It's their fault. They don't know how to separate their time and cook. And the company feeds their hunger. And is it the company's fault? No, they got food just because of the company. So that's all my point. My point is, the health of the customer is on their hand, not the company's hand. So this means that the health of the customer is their own responsibility, not the fast food company. The fast food company is not their parents to secure their health. The fast food company is a company that serves food to hungry people and not the parents to secure the health of baby. So you know the health of people, they choose to buy food. Okay, as we look at the motion, it was believed that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. And that means they want the companies to pay compensation for damaging their health. As we can see, can we get sick just by eating the fast food for once? That's not logic at all. If you eat fast food for once. Okay, we got sick. Okay, fast food company, you need to pay me, you need to be frugal for me just because I got sick. But eating the fast food for once, and that's not logic at all. And this means that someone need to eat the fast food regularly or maybe at least once a day to not sick. And the effect is maybe months after that. And this means that we need to consume that. We need to always consume that food just to not sick. And if the person consumes that food, this means that it's their choice to eat that food. They know already the food will give bad impact to them. Why do they eat if they know the food will give bad impact to them? And that's not logic at all for the motion to stand. So, it's their own money. They choose to buy that food, and that means that it's their own money. It's their own decision to buy that food. It's their own energy who drive the car just to drive or anything just to buy that food. And they are trying to blame the company just because they got sick, and that's not logic at all. That can be countered by my points. So, next, if they know the fast food brings bad impact, then don't buy. Then don't buy at all. Don't start to buy the food that you know that will damage your health, which is not logic at all. Because as I stated just now, the fast food only can affect you when you eat that maybe every day. And if you know that fast food will affect you, just don't eat. Just don't eat something that will affect you, so that your health will be secured. Your health will be secured. So, next, the fast food companies has now forced the customers to buy. And how can the customers blame the fast food companies if they don't force at all? If you're trying to say the advertisement is emission of posting, that's not logic at all, because advertisement is a strategy of marketing, and you got the intention to buy this because you see the advertisement, and that's not the food company's fault. So, as I stated that, why should the company pay compensation for the people who choose to buy that food? The customers know that the food will affect them, will give bad impact to them. So why should they buy if they know that the food will give bad impact to them? So by the point that I stated just now, the leader of the opposition team, strongly disagree with the motion today, which is this house believes that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. With that, I recommend this. Thank you.
The leader of opposition has spoken for 6 minutes 11 seconds. Next, please welcome the Deputy of Prime Minister.
Good evening to the judges and the opposition team. I disagree with the leader of opposition that you stated that when the customers know that fast food causes them negative impacts, they should not eat. If they do not eat, the company will face more loss. And this will not only affect the company, it will also affect the economy of the country. Because this is the 21st century. In the 21st century, people love to eat fast food, especially the teenagers. Even the social media such as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, they boast about fast food. So it's not logic that people don't eat fast food just because they know the negative impacts of the fast food, especially teenagers. Now, I'd like to say something. My point is that, My point is that compensation should be given to care the customer's health. As you know, fast food such as McDonald's, KFC, and Mary Brown, they contain a lot of oily food.
and fatty food. This could lead the customers to obesity, diabetes, and coronary diseases. To reduce the damage, we know that the fast food company knows that they are damaging the customer's health. So they should be held in account for the diseases caused. They can compensate for their damage by giving compensation of Ringgit Malaysia 1 for each purchase. As we know, nowadays, the hospital fees for the government is RM1. So the customers, they can get hospital treatment with just 1 ringgit. My next point is, if most companies pay people compensation for damaging their health, people will start realizing the negative effects of fast food. The long process that involves preserving for a long time, such as canning and refrigerating, actually contains negative impact for the customers. So this will cause the customers to realize about the health risk. Thus, people might even buy the fast food, but they can use the compensation money for going for medical checkups often. By this, they can not only enjoy the fast food they buy, but they can also take care of their health at the same time. Next is, just because the company is paying money, the customers will often go to the fast food store to buy food. Because the customers, they don't only lose money, they also gain money. They can do whatever they want with that money. Especially to the thrifty people who do not spend their money often. This not only benefits the customers and the fast food company, this will also benefit the customers and the fast food company. Both will be in a win-win situation. For example, according to the utilitarian theory, a few laws does not affect the long-term profit gained by the company in the future. An example, when the company spends 1 ringgit as a compensation for the customer's health, they also gain a lot of money when the customers buy their fast food often. So, although they might lose money, they also gain a lot of money, and this will be a big profit for them. This will not only benefit the fast food company, but also the customers who prefer to buy fast food often. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the speech. The Deputy of Prime Minister has spoken for 4 minutes 39 seconds. Next, let's move to the Deputy of Leader of Opposition.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to our regular activities, friends from government side and also members of the talk. Okay, so first and foremost, I will start my debate with rebuttals. So, the motion has been given today that this House believes that fast food companies should not pay people compensation for damaging their health. And we as the opposition think absolutely disagree with the motion that has been given today. Okay, so first, my rebuttal towards the Prime Minister is that they say that the fast food companies should be responsible for their consumers' health. And we as the opposition team definitely disagree with the argument given, because my first speaker already stated that we are not responsible for what they consume, because they choose to spend their money on these kind of things. So they are well aware, the consumers are well aware of what they are spending their money on. So that shows that they are actually well invested into what they are actually spending their money on. So towards their interest, they already know what's going to happen if they consume a lot of these fast food affect your health. So the compensation money for like 1 ringgit or 3 ringgit per person, that is actually irrelevant, and we believe that by 1 ringgit is not actually giving any benefits to anybody, because 1 ringgit, what can you do with 1 ringgit? So in the economy that we have right now, 1 ringgit is not sufficient to support one's health. So that's irrelevant to us. Okay, moving on. This first, people also stated that by having fast food companies, they actually help us with they don't waste our time in terms of emergency. We would have fast food immediately, and then it is delicious and saves time. But I see that as something that benefits us as the opposition, because fast food should actually be something that is something that is supposed to be well managed, because it actually benefits us, because fast food companies would grow in terms of that. Your examples actually shows that fast food companies are mandatory, and the fact that regardless of, in terms of emergency, do you think about your health? Do you actually consider 1 ringgit or 3 ringgit? No, because you don't have time. Time is precious, right? So in terms of 1 ringgit or 3 ringgit, that doesn't actually matter to you guys, because fast food actually provides you a better convenient way of solution. Yes.
You guys say that basically 1 ringgit does not make a difference. But do you know that in any hospital, especially in government hospitals, not in any hospitals, I'm sorry, but in government hospitals, every medical checkup costs only $1. Not $1, only 1 ringgit, I'm sorry, 1 ringgit Malaysia. And then 1 ringgit Malaysia can really do basically because the hospital, if we go to Greek hospital, as we are saying, they give us free treatment and we can get medicine and whatever. 1 ringgit is for the checkup itself. It's not for the recovery of that person. That doesn't show that 1 ringgit would save a life. It would just only show a checkup. And then government hospital does not actually provide an accurate result of what your disease actually is. Okay, so going on to my second argument, where fast food companies actually have their own motives. Okay, as we know, fast food companies are a lot. They are spread a lot around Malaysia, and we know that fast food companies are actually one of the most economically helping terms income in terms of the movement of a country. So it actually supports economic growth. So every company has its own goal, has its own motive. So this fast food company, particular fast food company, for example KFC or McD or whatsoever, they have this motive or actually helping the economic growth. But by you proposing that we need to pay for their compensation, it actually diverts the focus of the fast food companies, and that would actually affect the economic growth of the country itself. Because then again, the company has to focus on not just one, but more than one thing to actually help the economic growth. So here I would really disagree with the fact that fast food companies should actually pay more compensation with the consumer. And to carry my point, these people who are affected by fast food damages their health are actually just the minority. So what about the majority? The ones who are not affected? Are you considering those people? They get the money, and what's going to happen then? It's better for you to actually develop for the company than to focus on the minorities who are not actually affected by these kind of things because they are well aware. So I, as this house believes that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. And I hope the motion crumbles. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosalie. The deputy leader of opposition has spoken for 6 minutes 24 seconds. Next, let's move to the whip speaker of the government.
Good evening. I would like to tell to the judges, students, and also the leading opposition. Firstly, I would like to strongly oppose each point which has been given. The main fact is because you said that you are saying that the company, basically with what I have heard from both the Prime Minister and also the Deputy Prime Minister, you are saying that the company is being held as the victim by giving them money, am I right? Because basically the company is the one held account, because the company is the one who's giving out the fast food. For example, in KFC, when you go to KFC, right, you are saying that it's a choice, it's a choice, it's a choice, it's a choice. But it's not always a choice, because all the time, I mean, even the audience said, how many of you have went to KFC? You might KFC once, but again, you go to KFC, that's the one you give. Because the food which the company gives, sometimes they have some kind of assets which will make them go again and again and again. So the company, they know, they are aware of it. And yet this is servicing food, just to get more income. So why should we not take competition? They are the ones who are being held a charge for giving the people food, right? You see that they are controlling the customer's hunger. The Prime Minister stated that they feed the hunger of the people. So if they are feeding the hunger of the people, but at the same time, they are also damaging the health, because not only are they feeding the hunger, but at the same time, they are also damaging the people's health. Hunger and health are two different things completely. If you are fulfilling a person's hunger in a good way, it's okay. But if you are fulfilling that person's hunger in a bad way, then what does that make? It makes it completely different. You also said that advertisements are the main cause where they show delicious food and stuff. But actually, in the 21st century, just as my Deputy Prime Minister stated, in the 21st century, people, almost every teenager, most especially, they will go on to Instagram, they will go on to Twitter, they will go on to Facebook, they will go on to so many social media, and you can see advertisements that show you. So the company is basically not only promoting people to buy food. So when they go and buy the food, they know that they are managing their own health. But what to do? I mean, you are the one who promoted it. So if you are the company and you are asking people to come, you know there is something there. So why is it wrong when you have to pay back for them? It's only 1 ringgit each person. It's not a lot. You're going to get profits. You also say that the second speaker of the opposition, she stated that the company, they will have to have a loss, when actually the country will not be at loss. If let's say KFC has 21 outlets worldwide, not 21, how about 100 outlets worldwide in Malaysia? That would make it not only in Malaysia, but also worldwide in so many countries. They will get nearly billions and millions of money every single year. So if they have to pay only 1 million for each purchase, they will only lose about 1 million a day. If they are getting 5 million of profit, they are only going to lose about 2 million per people of the purchases to come in. So they're still going to get so much more profit. You also say that the hospital, they are not held account for the recovery. But let me ask you all, as MRSM students, you all have to go for a medical checkup, am I right? Before coming here, you only have to pay 1 ringgit. So that 1 ringgit can actually make a huge change, because that 1 ringgit can be used for making medical checkups. Not only for going to the doctor asking him, am I okay, am I not okay? You can also go and get a blood test, you can get an x-ray test, you can go and get a cholesterol test and because just for the sake of checking the cholesterol level which you pay for
people, they will just go and maybe they will just spend about 2 ringgit buying a milkshake or something and McD or somewhere. And then the 2 ringgit they will still get 1 ringgit compensation. So they can use the 1 ringgit to go and buy something else. Or they can, and it's not just for medical checkup, basically. It can also be used for other stuff. I mean, they can pay the 1 ringgit and then when they go for the second time, they go and buy some other milkshake. They'll get 2 ringgit and then they'll get a free offer to buy another one. So it's a win-win for both sides. My next thing which I would like to say is the opposition also stated that the company is giving a choice and it's always the choice of the people. Well, do you know that there is an episode on television, the Freaky Eaters show, and in that show there is a person who ate almost 500 burgers per month just for the sake to satisfy his hunger, and at the same time he is also making himself in an overweight position. So the company should actually start getting him money from the beginning, because if he got the money from the beginning, he might have gone for a medical checkup, and if he went for the medical checkup, he would have learned. We government are not only saying that they should be giving 1 ringgit just for the sake of medical checkups. They should also be asking people to come and do the medical checkups, for example, campaign and stuff. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to the Speaker of the Government. The Whip Speaker of the Government has spoken for 6 minutes, 12 seconds. Next, please welcome the Whip Speaker of the Opposition.
A very good evening to the honorable educators, members from the government team, and members of the crowd. So, we the opposition team oppose the motion given which this house believes that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health. They are mentioning again and again about 1 ringgit, that 1 ringgit compensation. You're thinking that 1 ringgit could actually help people to take care of their health. But I will go to that point later. I'm going to go to the first argument, which is it is the responsibility of the fast food company to let the people damaging their health by not giving them compensation. Yet, I want to ask you, if consumers themselves are being irresponsible for taking care of their own health, why do you need to blame on others you need to be responsible because of my health? Instead, they are the consumers. They are the ones who actually consume the food that they are eating. They are actually the ones who actually buying the food. They are using their own money that they afford for, but it's still damage their own health. Well, we have restrictions, we have rules, we have lifestyles that actually they need to be aware of how much amount of food from the fast food companies that they should consume. It doesn't mean that by saying the fast food companies is actually very irresponsible for damaging their health. It is irresponsible for the consumers themselves to actually damage their own health. It's not the blame. The blame is not on the fast food company. So no, your argument is actually invalid. Thank you. Your second speaker still stating that the fast food company knows that they are damaging their consumers' health, which is damaging the citizens' health. Yet it is actually going back to the first point where you're actually saying that they are very responsible. Okay. Take technologies for example. Technologies in fact that we have smartphones, we have brands like Apple and Samsung. So because we as students, we know that using smartphones we could misuse it. We could
criminal cyberbullying. There are a lot of misuses of using a smartphone. So do you need to blame on the Apple themselves? Do you need to actually blame the Samsung, the brands that actually having the technologies that are actually producing those technologies? That's actually their own ways, it's only a source of them doing bad things. Same goes to the take that as an analogy. Same goes to this whole situation. That doesn't mean that having the KFC, the McDonald's producing those unhealthy foods, but they are actually time consuming. Yes, they are bad. They are damaging health of the citizens, of the consumers. But that doesn't mean that the consumers themselves should use the service appropriately. That's not the blame is not on the fast food companies. They should not take responsibility for the irresponsibilities from the consumer. And the right word that you're saying that it is a win-win situation for both fast food companies and the consumers themselves. You're right win-win situation meaning that the fast food companies would get rebates and the customers would get compensation of ringgit. So is that you're saying that medical checkup and so on, but that's not the job. Consumers, believe me, consumers want more. Even though, okay, you give them a ringgit, that doesn't mean that we need more money, more compensation because we don't know what cure them. Yeah, atherosclerosis, diabetes, there are a lot of diseases that they would achieve from eating those unhealthy food from the fast food company. So, because the value of one ringgit doesn't affect much in their life. Yes, they could have medical checkup, but what happens after that? What happens if they are actually having the diseases? So do they need their own money? Because you're thinking that only that one ringgit is actually for the customers, the competition that customers get. But that one ringgit is not sufficient for the customers, for the competition that customers will get. And instead, it's not a win-win situation because they would want more compensation, more money from the fast food companies that make them sick, that make them get the disease to cure the diseases that they get. So it's not a win-win situation for the fast food companies because yes, they will get the benefits, but fast food companies would have loss, would never get profits because of the compensation that they need to give more and more for the consumers that actually get the disease for damaging their health. So I want to ask you, so why do you want to implement this at the first place? Because if you're saying that competition will give a win-win situation, you need to have a proper, how do you want to compensate those customers, those consumers? Because those consumers did not need only one ringgit, they need more money to actually cure their own diseases. Because of the straight rebuttal, we from the opposition team oppose the motion given and therefore I raise my case. Thank you.
Thank you to the whip speaker of the opposition. The whip speaker of the opposition has spoken for 6 minutes 41 seconds. Now, both teams are given 2 minutes for planning the reply speech. Time's up. Please welcome the representative of opposition.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I stand here again today to give out my reply speech. Okay, so first and foremost, I would give out the flaws shown by the government side. So, the government side failed to prove to us that the first argument actually supports them because as I can see, as we can see that the first argument actually, the example given by the first argument was actually supporting us because it benefits the people who are having this kind of fast food companies. Okay, second, the third speaker provided a suddenly state that we should suddenly organize a campaign towards these young people so that they would be more aware of fast food companies and whatsoever. I feel like that was a big group, right? To show that it should win tonight is the fact that the government will fail to revive my second point, which was that by actually implementing this motion, it can actually give a green light towards the companies to actually damage one's health. Because they are actually promoting an idea where I have money, I can pay them to damage their health. It's okay. If they do not rebut that, and that shows that our argument stands. Okay, moving on. So, we managed to see that the first argument given by the government point had the same context as the second argument given by the Deputy Prime Minister. So that shows that they are lacking in terms of supporting themselves. So, why should we win tonight? That's right, that our first argument was that the health of the company, the customer is on their hand and not the company. Because it's true, it's on your part. It was on your decision that you buy this kind of food to help with your hunger. In my first speaker already stated that it was on their desire, it was on their choice, it was on their decision to actually buy this fast food to actually help with their hunger. So, and they kept on mentioning about the 1 ringgit, but we already told you the 1 ringgit is insufficient. It would only provide you a checkup, and that is not enough for one person to actually know if they have the accurate disease of what the fast food actually promotes. Okay, moving on. My second point was that they will get a green light. So they did not rebut this point, and I mentioned that they promote the negative idea of how providing a conversation can actually show that they are overpowering another half because they are showing that money can solve everything, and that's fine. Okay, my second point was that my third argument was that fast food companies have their own motives, and how they managed to uphold this was that it actually helps in economic growth because fast food companies actually pay tax towards the government because they are actually building a company, so they can actually contribute money towards the government by diverting their focus into actually focusing on another aspect, which is the health of the consumers. Is completely irrelevant. myself. So I, as the second speaker of the opposition team, definitely disagree with the motion that has been given today, and we as the opposition team definitely firmly disagree with the motion today that this house believes that fast food companies should pay people compensation for damaging their health.
Next, let's invite a representative of government. We as government strongly agree to the motion that says this house believes that the fast food company should pay people compensation for damaging their health. By paying 1 ringgit or 3 ringgit, this could save both the fast food company and the customers. As the government, we should not only stick to one party, but should support both parties. As has started, fast food company propose many attractive advertisements to attract customers. The opposition opposed that the customers are buying on will and does not have anything to do with the fast food company. But as we see, just like my deputy has stated, the utilitarian theory has the solution for it. Due to merit and mortality, the utilitarian theory that a few loss does not affect the profit gained by the company in the future. In example, when the company spends 1 ringgit compensate, they might lose money, but they also gain a lot of profit. This not only benefits the fast food company, also the customers. You say that Apple, Samsung should not be held accounted. However, do you all remember the case where the Samsung phone battery in the late Samsung model? The company was actually held for it. You ask how if they are sick, but if they know from time to time through medical checkup, does they want got disease? You say we fail, but actually we managed to show good enough points that can actually stop fertilization against the company. Thus, we strongly agree in our motion. So that the motion that this house believes that fast food company should be compensating for damaging their health. Thank you. That's the end of the debate. Let's give 2 minutes to the judges
It's quite tricky.